only a processor that I'm talking about. ठीक, चलिए ये बात तो आपको अच्छे समझ में आ गई कि what is the purpose of creating this Java technology. कि प्लेटफॉर्म इंडिपेंडेंसी हमारा एक मेन मोटो था जावा को क्रिएट करने का. ठीक, एनी डाउट? चलिए अब हम जावा से रिलेटेड कुछ टेक्नोलॉजीज के बारे में और बातें करते हैं. लेट अस सपोज अ वेरी बेसिक थिंग, आई जस्ट लेट यू नो अ वेरी बेसिक थिंग्स. Let us suppose I have made a one class in Java, class temp. Is it clear? And I have put certain data members and a member functions in it. After that, I create the one object of this class, temp t new temp. A very simple question. Now let me know what is this t is. T is an object. It is a reference. Confusion hai abhi bhi. And it's a very basic thing. It is a reference. What reference? Reference variable. Okay. So what it holds? If it is a variable, there must be some value in it. Current value. Address. Member functions का. Oh my God. कोई बात नहीं, यही बताएंगे. डोंट यू वरी. वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन. ओके, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एन ऑब्जेक्ट? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय एन ऑब्जेक्ट? ऑब्जेक्ट क्या होता है क्या? व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट इज? इट्स अ बुकिश लैंग्वेज. व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इट इज? Okay, it's like a pointer. Java does not support pointer. तो pointer की तो बात ही नहीं करेंगे. Very simple thing I'm asking. When you say temp t is equal to new temp, everybody has done it. T is the reference. Am I right? So what it is holding? If you saying it is a reference variable, if it is a reference variable, then it takes some memory. Address, if it is holding an address, it must be a pointer, not the reference. Java does not support pointers. Basic thing I'm just asking. अभी तो टेक्नोलॉजीज पे हम गए नहीं है जो लेटेस्ट जिनकी मैं बात कर रहा हूं. temp t is equal to new temp. So, chaliye, I just let you know a very basic thing. When you run any Java class, you say simply Java tool, Java temp. Am I right? So first, the JVM execute this bytecode into a 3 steps. Number 1, it is going to load your bytecode into the memory. Am I right? सबसे पहले ये आपके बाइटकोड को मेमोरी में लोड करेगा. Now for loading this bytecode into a memory, there are 3 types of loader: bootstrap loader, system loader and extension loader. वो हम कभी फ्यूचर में डिस्कस करेंगे कि what these are, इनका पर्पस क्या है. But first step is your bytecode is loaded into a memory. Now the memory which is given to my bytecode within a boundary of JVM, that has a certain section, and a different part of a class is always got the memory in a different area to differentiate them. Now one of the area is class information, second is stack, and the third one is heap. Again, class information has got 3 parts. Number 1, a class area has a number 1 class information, number 2 constant pool, and a number 3 method area. Am I right? So whenever a JVM is loading a bytecode into a memory, now it happens in a 2 manner. One is called static loading, one is called dynamic loading. Certain part of my bytecode is loaded at the class loading time into a memory, and some of the part of my class is loaded into a memory after execution the code of bytecode. That is called dynamic memory. Is it clear? So whenever a JVM loads a bytecode into a memory, it loads all the methods of your bytecode into a memory at class loading time. Sorry, and they go into the method area. After loading all the bytecode, then it checks the validity of that bytecode. That is called bytecode verifier. There is one more program is running in your JVM, that is called bytecode verifier, which verifies the security in your bytecode. कहीं ये violate तो नहीं होता है. After that, it look for a main function which you know very well in a method area. If it is there, it's just executed. If it is not there, then एक छोटी सी error आती है, no such method error. That's it. अभी कहीं कोई object नाम की चीज नहीं आई है. Simply methods are loaded into a memory. That's it. केवल methods memory में आए थे. उसके बाद JVM ने search किया main को. If it is there, it's just executed. And generally we write this line into a main function. Temp t new temp. Am I right? चलिए अब मैं बताता हूं. New operator का मतलब समझते हैं? Why have they have given a name to this operator new? Why not something else? Okay, it allocates the memory, but why they have given the name new to it? Why not some other name? It means whenever it is being used, it always allocates a new memory. So dynamic memory के लिए हम new operator use करते हैं. Now what happens when you say new? One memory area is reserved into a heap in which all the non-static data members of a class will get the memory. Only a non-static data members. Whenever you simply say new operator and with the class name having a special function in a class called a constructor, am I right? वही लिखते हैं आप लोग, nothing else. Memory जब reserve हो गई है एक heap area के अंदर, now we have to reach over there to access the data member of that memory, and the object is nothing, it's just a buffer, it's just a memory area. That's it, nothing else. And that's why we say objects are always runtime entities. They are always created at runtime. Am I right? Now to reach this memory, we need some kind of address or some other things to reach over there. You know, to reach to any memory we have only two ways, with the name of that memory or with the address of that memory. Have you learned the malloc function in C? What is the return type of malloc? Pointer. What exactly it is? Very small questions. Malloc function returns the address of first allocation byte in the form of pointer. So it gives you the address of a first allocation byte. You said malloc and you have put the 15 in it. So you are asking a malloc function, please allocate a 15 bytes at runtime. Am I right? And it returns the address of first allocating byte to you guys. And for holding an address, you need a pointer, and that's why you define a integer star p, something like that. Is it clear? So via address you are reaching over there, the memory which has been allocated at runtime. Or otherwise, you have a name to that memory. The memory which has been allocated at runtime that does not have any name. There are only two ways to reach to the enemy memory. Like मैंने कहा Taj Mahal. Can you tell me the address of Taj Mahal? That is also some kind of a memory area. Can you reach it over there via address? There is an address for that in MCD of Agra, you can say. But this is the memory is quite reachable via name. Like your college, Rukmani Devi, I have reached to just via name. But this plot also has got some address. This is also a memory area. So there are only two ways to reach to the any memory, via address or via name. It depends memory to memory. Is it clear? So the memory which has been allocated reserved at runtime, that does not have any name. It has got only one address. So new operator has reserved a one object in a heap. Now if they are giving us the address of that particular memory, so we need a pointer, but Java does not support pointer. So how Java reach to that memory? Because that memory does not have any name. मैंने अभी प्रूव किया. I'm just checking a basic things. Let me know a basic things. There is a memory which has been allocated at runtime. नहीं, memory heap में reserve हो गई बेटा. There is a some area. How to reach over there? We don't have an address. They are not giving us address, and this memory does not have any name. So how we reach over there? Reference? What reference? वही तो पूछ रहा हूं आपसे, क्या है internal? What reference? Now Java has made a third concept to reach to that memory, that is called reference ID. That is called reference ID of that particular object. How it has been made फिर कभी बताऊंगा. internally it is internally pointer to pointer. सुना है कभी? Internally your complete JVM is using all the pointers to pointers, but in front of us they have put a one, they have made a one reference ID of that particular memory area, that is called an object, जो सिर्फ एक object है. Object is nothing, is just a memory area, is just a buffer. And why we call it object to this buffer? क्या आप बता सकते हैं? Basic things. What do you know? Let me know what you know about an object. Object क्या है? I see in a real world, I'm just asking. Any entity. Not instance of real world में class कहां से आ गई? I'm just asking any entity which has got two things. The object is a combination of two things. Number one, two characteristics you can say. Number one, properties, and number two, behavior. Properties tell us how that object looks like, and behavior tell us what it can do. What it can do. Similarly, so the properties of an object are represented via non-static data member in your class, or those non-static data members are getting a memory in that object. So because it is going to hold the data of some real world object like name, address and other things, and that's why that memory is called a object. Now to reach to that memory, they have made a one reference ID, and actually which is written by your constructor. A new operator is used to allocate a memory as well as to generate the reference ID of that particular memory, and then new operator call the constructor, pass that reference ID of that memory into a constructor as an argument. Generally you used to initialize the data member of a class, am I right? For a constructor, constructor is a special function, am I right, which has got a memory in a method area, and your object has got a memory in a heap. These are two different areas. Now that constructor has to reach that particular heap to access the data member, so constructor has to have some address or some ID of that particular area, and that's what I'm talking about. कि basic things अगर आपको मालूम है. So what they did, constructor के अंदर via new operator they have just passed a reference ID of that object, and which is caught into a this, which is caught into a this. आप अपने constructor में जब भी किसी डेटा मेंबर को इनिशियलाइज करते हैं तो बिफोर दैट दे हैव पुट अ दिस. ये बहुत कम लोगों को मालूम है क्योंकि उनको मेमोरी के एरियाज नहीं मालूम. ऑब्जेक्ट एक हीप में पड़ा है, कंस्ट्रक्टर एक मेथड एरिया में है. दे आर टू डिफरेंट मेमोरीज एंड कंस्ट्रक्टर हैज टू एक्सेस दोस डेटा मेंबर. सो कंस्ट्रक्टर हैज टू हैव अ रेफरेंस आईडी टू रीच ओवर देयर. तो वो दिस में कॉट होता है व्हेन यू से x is equal to 10, सैलरी is equal to 100. सो बिफोर दैट दे आर पुटिंग अ दिस. ट्राई करके देखना, सिंपली से एसओपी दिस. Is it clear? And after that from the last line of your constructor, they are returning this, and that's why they say constructor does not have any return type, क्योंकि any function can return only a one value at a time, because they are all implicitly returning a one value from the constructor. That's why they have stopped you. You cannot return any value from the constructor. रट तो आपने लिया, but why so? ऐसी restriction लगाई गई तो क्यों? Because they are returning a reference ID. Now to catch that reference ID, we need a one variable. So T is nothing, is just a reference variable, and it takes a 4 byte. If it is a local variable, then it gets the memory in stack area. आपको किसी बुक में मेंशन नहीं मिलेगा कि T, ये तो लिखा हुआ it is a reference variable. How much memory it takes if it is a variable? If I say integer x, it takes about 4 bytes to store that particular integer. So if it is a reference variable, it is going to hold the reference ID. Am I right? So it has to have a some memory, and it takes a 4 bytes to hold that reference ID. And we have got the reference ID of that particular area. With the help of that reference ID, we reach over there by using a association operator that is called a dot. और उसकी हेल्प से फिर हम उस ऑब्जेक्ट को थ्रू आउट द प्रोग्राम एक्सेस करते रहते हैं. So generally a complete Java is based of only three things. The complete Java picture is going on only of three things: entertainment, entertainment, or entertainment. पहला entertainment is just an object, is just a buffer, is just a memory area. Second one, a reference ID to reach over there, and the third one is a reference variable which is going to hold that reference ID. जिससे ये तीन चीजें क्लियर हो जाती है जावा में, इट इज वेरी इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड द जावा टेक्नोलॉजी. ऑब्जेक्ट, रेफरेंस आईडी एंड अ रेफरेंस वेरिएबल. दैट्स इट. सिंपल. Reference ID is nothing, is just a one, they have made internally pointer to pointer. It is a location. You should have an address. If Java returns the address of first allocation byte, so we need a pointer to hold it, and Java does not support pointer, and that's why they came out with the new concept that is called reference ID. And if you try to print it, because in a T variable we have got the reference ID, they print a one string, class name, @ symbol, and a hash code. We cannot see the reference ID in Java of any object. They have mapped us with a particular string, and that string is class name, @ symbol, and a hash code. So पूरी Java इन तीन टॉपिक पे चलती है. So very basic things. Object is just a buffer, reference ID to reach over there, and a reference variable which takes up 4 byte. तीन memory area, stack, heap, and a method area. These are three different memory areas. If you are clear with these three things, then it's quite easy to understand the Java technology. I hope कुछ बेसिक चीजें आपको समझ में आ गई होंगी. It will help you a lot to become a good programmer in a Java technology. Basic things. Am I right? चलिए, basic things is over right now. Now we'll be talking about certain extra technologies. We'll be starting from the very much struts. Am I right? सुना है नाम किसी ने? It is a totally based on MVC pattern. Absolutely right. What is MVC? Model view controller. What is model? What is view? What is controller? और कुछ? Anybody else? Struts. Now what is the latest version of struts? सब कुछ ब्लैकआउट सा हो गया. चलिए, आई लेट यू नो. struts क्या है, why they have created this concept, why they have invented the concept of MVC. Am I right? Before the MVC, what was the problem we were facing? Then how MVC solved those problem? थोड़ा सा इसके बारे में बातें करेंगे. तो अगर टाइम मिला, so I'll just run a one program for you guys for a struts. It's quite damn easy. So you can upgrade it yourself if you want. If you want if you are willing to make a career in a Java technology. So I'll just let you know. No doubt, struts is just the implementation of one concept. It is called actually a design pattern. That is what MVC. A model, view and controller. It's a one design pattern. And struts is nothing, it's just the implementation of that design pattern, or you can say a MVC architecture. Not only the struts, there are so many frameworks. There are so many frameworks which are implementing this strut. You know, JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. It is also a framework. J2EE, it is also a framework. Struts, it is also a framework. Spring, it is also a framework. Hibernate, it is also a framework. iBatis, it is also a framework. What do you mean by a framework? ऐसी पूछो. What is framework? All these are frameworks. No idea. अच्छा, frameworks में से if I remove work, then what is left? अच्छा, frame ही समझा दो. फ्रेम, फोटो फ्रेम तो देखा होगा. मैं तो फोटो फ्रेम की बात कर रहा हूं सर. आउटलाइन ऑफ अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया, covered area. So if I talk about the framework, it means that they have defined a certain standard. अगर मैं एक सिंपल से एग्जांपल को लेके दूं आपको, द कारपेंटर हु इज मेकिंग अ फोटो फ्रेम, उसको ये नहीं मालूम है कि इसके अंदर फोटो किसकी लगने वाली है. इंप्लीमेंटेशन इज गिवन बाय अस. वो न्यूबॉर्न बेबी की हो सकती है या मरे हुए दादाजी की भी हो सकती है. ही नेवर नोस व्हाइल मेकिंग इट. Implementation is given by the user who is going to use it, but he has defined a standard. उसने एक स्टैंडर्ड बना दिया है कि जो भी फोटो आएगी वो इतनी विड्थ और इतनी हाइट की होगी. And generally all these frameworks are nothing, they are just a standard. They have defined a standard for us and implementation is always given by us. And in Java, standards are defined by our interfaces only. Prototype, they have made a standard, they have defined one interface and a method in it. Now the implementation is always given by the end user. For all these technologies, they have made us so many interfaces. Implementation is always given by the vendor according to his need. So struts, Spring, Hibernate, J2EE या JDBC. Have you ever worked on JDBC? काम किया है कभी? What is connection? थोड़ा नीचे आ जाए. What is connection? Connection is an interface. What is result set? It is also an interface. What is a statement? It is also an interface. What is callable statement? It is also an interface. What is result set metadata? It is also an interface. You are calling the methods on an interface, but interface cannot be instantiated. How you are calling those methods? How? There is no implementation. You simply say connection C is a dot create statement. C is an interface. Connection is an interface, and you are calling the method of interface. How could you call? It does not have any data or a method body in a interface. Have you ever thought about it? Use आपने सबने कर लिया बहुत अच्छे से. गेट कनेक्शंस, कनेक्शन आ गया, क्रिएट स्टेटमेंट, स्टेटमेंट से आपने एग्जीक्यूट क्वेरी, एग्जीक्यूट अपडेट मेथड चला दिए। स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो अ इंटरफेस। बेसिक चीजें मैं सिर्फ आपसे भी बात कर रहा हूं। नाउ यू कैन थिंक अबाउट योर सेल्फ, what is being used in industry and what is your level, and plenty of time you have right now to upgrade। तभी शायद इंफोसिस के चेयरमैन साहब ने कुछ ऐसा कहा था, आप कर सकते हैं, बस चीजों को आप मगहब करते हैं, आप उसकी डेप्थ में जाने की कोशिश नहीं करते। एंड व्हेन दे आस्क इन इंटरव्यू, सो आप वापस आ जाते हैं। आज इंडस्ट्री में पता है ट्रेंड चेंज हो गया। दे पीपल आर नॉट आस्किंग एनी कंसेप्ट, they have changed, they just give you a one lappy and a one program of that technology in which they are taking an interview, a very small program जो आजकल पूछा जाता है। मैं जनरली स्टूडेंट्स को बताता हूं, accept 2 numbers from the user and multiply it and give the answer। first number must be of 200 digit, second number of must be 200 digit। 200 digit का पहला नंबर लो, दूसरा लो, मल्टीप्लाई करो और आंसर दे दो। टाइम लग जाएगा अगर आपने इसको पहले से प्रैक्टिस नहीं किया तो, इफ यू डोंट हैव एनी लॉजिकल स्किल्स। अभी तो आप ये सोचते रह जाओगे इतना बड़ा नंबर कौन से डेटा टाइप में आएगा, आएगा ही नहीं किसी में। सो यू हैव टू थिंक इन अ डिफरेंट मैनर अगर आप इसे बनाएं और प्रैक्टिस करें। एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट के गो फॉर अ डेप्थ नॉलेज। मगहब मत करो चीजों को। आपको लगता है कि यू आर डूइंग अ वेरी मच बिग थिंग, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डीमोरलाइज इट। मैं आपको एक छोटा सा आईना दिखाना चाहता हूं। आईटी इंडस्ट्री में सिर्फ 2 रूल चलते हैं, हायर एंड फायर। दैट्स इट। हायर एंड फायर 2 वर्ड होते हैं। काम किए जाओ, पैसा लिए जाओ। जिस दिन यू स्टॉप वर्किंग, द वेरी नेक्स्ट डे दे विल फायर यू। और सिर्फ एक चीज काम आता है, दैट इज व्हाट लॉजिकल स्किल्स, योर माइंड। फिजिकली आपसे कोई लेबर नहीं कराएंगे, एसी रूम में बैठोगे आराम से। और ये सब चीजें वहां पूछी जाती हैं। जो आपको लगता है कि वी हैव डन अ एमसीए, 2500 एमसीए आई टीच इन अ 1 वीक। 2500 एमसीए मैं एक हफ्ते में रोज पढ़ाता हूं। कैन यू इमेजिन? अगर मैं अपने ऑफिस में ही एक जावा की जॉब निकाल दूं तो यू हैव अ फाइट फॉर दोस 2500। ये तो सिर्फ मैं अपने एक छोटे से इंस्टीट्यूट की बात कर रहा हूं। 75 इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज आर देयर इन ग्रेटर नोएडा। हर एक से ऑलमोस्ट 100 तो बाहर आते ही होंगे एमसीए। अभी बीटेक की तो मैं बात ही नहीं कर रहा हूं। इट्स अ बिग बिग फाइट टू हैव अ जॉब। इट्स अ बिग बिग कंपटीशन इज देयर। एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट कि जो आपकी ट्रेनिंग आती है और आपके अगर कॉलेज कैंपस में इफ द पीपल आर प्रोवाइडिंग अ कंपनी, इट्स अ गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यू गाइस। उस कंपनी के आने से पहले वो सब चीजें यू शुड नो व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग, टेक्नोलॉजी, ऐप